on the main stage, we have Optic versus G1. This is going to be huge. The green wall are out already. G1 are coming fighting fit. And we need to talk about Optic because something has been sticking in my brain from Orlando coming into this weekend, and it's the quote, "We have more work to do." First said by APG, second said by Formal, and then actually thirdly, yesterday said by Lucid's dad. And all in different contexts. APG was set before, we have a lot to do leading up to Worlds. We have Formal, we have a lot of work to do at Worlds. And then Lucid's dad, the work isn't done until you lift that trophy. And that's the mindset Optic are bringing.
These graphics are so sick. This map is so hype. I'm ready to get into it. We're going to recharge. We're starting things off with Oddball and looking at the stats. No one has been able to stop Boo Boo Doo at this point for G1. Optic going to be his toughest challenger yet, though.
Yeah, look at Boo Boo. Quite odd that he's arguably one of the further ones up there on the glass, being noticeable. Boo Boo's known as its anchor on the squad. Swish and crew trading slays over in control, and that's gonna be 3 down for Optic, and Vol quickly scooped up by Boo Boo.
And they've got one line of defense with 3 members of Optic swarming.
And right there, G1 were trying to rotate the ball towards Turbine, but it was too little too late. The push from Optic was too fast, and what looked like a strong setup and strong start only amounted to 15 points.
Yeah, that player top control, not able to do the damage they needed to weaken these shields. You can see the green gun coming out at the wrong time. Formal checking the flank, and that's where Squall's gonna be coming from. Jumping out. It's always a double team when you fight this green squad.
Yeah, as soon as you see one, you know the reinforcements are coming quick, so you better get that trade or you better take some cover.
Collect the medals, there's 2. Going for 3, that's Formal, baby!
Formal just putting on a clinic. And how do you get rewarded with the ball there? Hey, dude, you're on fire. You're destroying right there. Can you mind holding this for a minute?
Yeah, hey, you're the wrecking ball. You're the damage dealer. You're the human UAV. You're also going to be our objective lead. Matt, happy to do that job. Already up to 24 points for Optic. They've got the control. They've got the power weapons. How do you slow this team down, Dave?
It is so tough. I mean, you almost don't want to quote-unquote slow them down. G1 does thrive in a more aggressive and fast-paced mode. However, at some point it's like, how do you stop them from snowballing this lead? And that's where G1's gonna have to be cautious and realize when they're off spawn. How are they making a concentrated push together across the map versus just flying out on their own and getting in double teams?
58 and counting to 60. We may see our 4th lead change of this game. And it's locked in, not yet, says Trippy. Trippy and APG, last 2 up, and they continue to put up kills.
And once again, G1 does get the play, baller gets out, but you gotta question, was it too late? Generally, if you're tossing that ball out towards batteries, you're hoping you don't have to pay for it with your life, because someone like APG can just scoop that right up, unpunished.
It took him 2 seconds to grab it, and now he's got it back to safety. How is G1 gonna break it? You gotta get past Trippy, and he's just gonna send you flying. Doesn't even need to pick up the kill, but this ball, feeling the pressure from behind.
Look at that difference in play ball, Puckett. Right there, APG played it well in advance before he received any damage, and now he's in a perfect spot to lay down some damage, be a distraction, and put pressure on this ball carrier. There's a big difference in those multi-seconds where you just wait, or where you play that ball just a little bit earlier.
You shouldn't win that fight, Lucid. You shouldn't win the fight. He grapples the ball back up to safety. His teammate will be able to scoop this, and 25 points to go here for Optic in our first round.
Every single time, Optic just seemed to know exactly what to do with the state of the game. They understand when they have even numbers on the field. They understand when they're a player down. You know you have someone like Coach Lunchbox yelling in their ear, telling them, this is the play ball time. This is the ball rotation time. This is a drop the ball and slay time. That bird's eye view and saying, we have an opportunity to rotate ball here. Someone clear the path.
Big fight for Boo Boo, and he's gonna get cleaned up. An aggressive APG. Once again, coming out on top. He's just 4 and 10 with 6 assists, Dave. But APG constantly laying down that damage. It doesn't always show up in the stats.
Does not show everything in the stats there. Scooping up this valuable time, watching this flank route. And this is going to be tough. You essentially only have one good push coming out from G1 to try to stop this ball here.
10 points to go. And APG hasn't seen a blue body in 20. That is going to be round number 1 going to Optic Gaming.
So well played there, and I gotta say, it's just outmaneuvering with the ball was the difference maker in that game. Majority of the times we saw G1 try to rotate it, it was stomped on. Majority of times we saw Optic do it, they were making the correct decisions. They knew when they had to choose between slaying, playing, or rotating.
Fresh round. G1 not out of this. Remember, you got to win 2 rounds to take game 1 of Oddball. APG with the first blood at Defiant Squall, and here comes Trippy. Camo already been scooped up, and he's just trying to play with these G1 players, trying to make them look at him while his teammates sneak in.
Just like that here in the pipes. Not sure if you need to rotate back over and help. He's looking to possibly grapple that ball, but a lot of pressure coming in from Gold. Ultimately gets the grapple, and Camo's now out, so it looks like Trippy's just gonna opt to put some time on the board.
Dave, that was a 30-second intro where Optic was able to get the power-ups. They were able to get the oddball, and they only dropped 1 player that whole opening.
Yeah, and the more impressive part is it's not like they were doing any sort of sick individual plays. It was well-coordinated pushes together. It's not like you had to have somebody do a quick 360, no-scope, 4-shot on somebody. No, it's just perfect fundamental Halo.
2 shots in the shield, force him to back down, keep pushing up the map, take over that space. And here comes the push. Trippy trying to defend himself, and just like that, Formal getting there in time to clean up not 1, the second. Will he drop a 3rd body? There's the shield, the melee doesn't give it to him, but he did the damage. It's a 1v1 here for APG to get the ball back.
One chasing down Devonator. Devonator not sure where to go. He's in such an exposed position there. APG just launches him off, says, you forgot this, take it as well, and then pushes on over towards the battery. But he is receiving so much pressure from pipes and control.
APG making something out of nothing there. Dropping 2 shields, picking up a kill, and keeping the ball out of G1's hands, but it's been scooped up now. And we'll find out, can your blue team start to mount a bit of a comeback? Up to this point, we've seen a minute 30 drain off the clock, only 3 points, Dave.
Lucid's been looking for this window to grab that shock rifle, barely gets away with it over towards the bat ledge, and now needs to do some damage. Gets that shot first on Squale. Can he get the finish? Squale making such a difficult kill, trying to draw Lucid out into the open near batteries. That is incredibly impressive given the way that Slays have been rolling. But there comes a couple out of the MVP, Lucid, taking out 2 players and setting up his team to grab that oddball. Looks like Formal is gonna grapple it on over, trade out some melees with Trippy, and we're gonna see if he can rotate this over towards Elevator. I don't know if I like this play. I feel like you gotta move over towards Lucid when you get the opportunity here, but they must feel that pressure coming over from control.
And, you know, I feel like the G1 players are experiencing the same thing I am right now. Every time I try and get excited for G1, someone from Optic makes a play. It's been individual performances, or it's just been perfect team play. Formal with the grapple ball rotation.
Yep, there was that rotation to Elevator that I was expecting just a little bit earlier. Looks like they had to wait just until the place goes. What a nice stick over on Devonator, though, as he's pushing over the catwalk. Great play by Formal, but here he is in quite a pickle as he knows a couple members are pushing in over from pipes.
Formal says, I'm not in a pickle, I am the gherkin, charging at everybody. And I mean, these plasma grenades, he's just using them as delays, doesn't pick up the elimination, and almost got away with the oddball. You had Trippy watching him from the opposite side of the map. Swish getting his shield back, now gonna try and make a move, but Dave, they're waiting on their shields, and I'm just staring at that number in the bottom center of our screen. It's 81-29, and Optic isn't letting any of the blue members near this objective.
Yeah, looking at that number on the bottom center of the screen, I'm also looking at that number in the top left of the screen with Formal putting out 32 kills and only 21 deaths, with second most ball time in the game.
All right, Optic, you need to pick up the objective a little bit more. I'd like to open the day Saturday here with a Formal 40 bomb. 30 seconds, not so likely, but the man continues to do damage. You can see the oddball just left behind by Optic. They're all fighting for top kills.
One thing that was really interesting there with that plasma pistol is I couldn't tell if Lucid was just priming it up, had a little bit of a misfire, or knows some tech that maybe we're unaware of. Maybe you can tell if someone's in that corner based on the way that weapon interacts if you're shooting through the wall. I don't know. Like I said, could very potentially just be a misfire.
Is that the point of the game we're in right now, Dave?
That could be, you know, we're at Worlds. If you know some secrets and tricks, this is the time to bring it out.
Lucid, one of the first to bring it into his game, and the first on the board in this series. Optic Gaming up 1-0 after Oddball.
I've got to say, Lucid on our screen right now has been performing out of his mind. You saw him pick up our regular season MVP. You saw him pick up the main Slayer award as well earlier on in our commendations. This guy is insane, and he pieces things together for this roster. We actually did manage to catch up with him this weekend to find out how he's feeling about this World Championship, what he needs to do to get it done. So let's hear from him.
Winning that first major, especially in Orlando, was a very good feeling, especially because of just the overwhelming support that we had. The cheers and overwhelming energy was just amazing. I would attribute my success now especially primarily just to the devotion. I think it's a very basic, fundamental attribute of just how much focus you can put into something at one time, and I put my best foot forward and I tried my absolute hardest to put in the time and recognize why or why not something is working. I think we're gonna win Worlds because I feel like we have a very clear understanding of why we just won. It didn't feel like it just fell into our lap just because I was hitting crazy no-scopes and didn't feel like luck. Obviously, I'm a firm believer that there is, of course, some luck involved at some moments. That's always gonna be there, but I think we won with intention, and that's something that we are making sure we are carrying into every single series we play, online, on LAN. That is the way to win.
And Lucid, of course, is our AMD power performance as well. This guy is just electric. I think what he does for his team, not only is it the flashy plays and obviously the stats and the numbers, but I think it's the feel good too. Sometimes he just does the impossible, the unthinkable, and I think it gets the team going the most.
Shields up, weapons up, we're into this one.
What a start this could be as well for Native Red. Their best game type, Strongholds, they have been perfect throughout this tournament. They are 3-0. Optic need to be at their very best.
APG Rockets, BNC in control of Native Red. Not for much longer though. It's Optic Gaming. Begin to turn this through. Rockets in hand, APG. And nice and snug over towards C. 2 down for both teams. Drunken Manny, Optic, Formal Matt, and Lucid, but Trippy will join them very shortly. APG is having the quietest start to the game I think I've ever seen, but he has a very important role here with the Rockets over his shoulder. Nobody looking to contest him just yet. Perhaps this is the moment. One rocket goes in, Manny desperately gets away and succeeds. Now they know the Rockets are there. B is very much off limits until that rocket is cleared out. Formal puts down cover fire. They continue to score. This standoff is perfect for Optic Gaming. 2 rockets have been fired. They haven't found a home. And now this is the opportunity for Native Red to push forward. But Drunk has fallen. Talik answers back. 3v3 for a moment. But APG makes sure 3 go down for Native Red. But APG getting hassled and harried. It's going to be 4 dead for a bit. Drux comes back up off the respawn and tries to capture C.
And even though this may be a really strong game type for Native Red, it's exactly the same on the other side for Optic Gaming. They are 11-1 since Kansas City and Strongholds. They've only ever lost once, and that was to Cloud9. That was Cloud9 at their very best as well. So Optic know this is a good start for them in this series. It's not like they're going to be struggling.
Good start. Everything's gone according to plan so far. Let's have an Astro listening with Optic Gaming and see how they're navigating things.
Driveway maybe? Going driveway maybe?
Going driveway?
In top back.
One shot top back.
We're going to driveway, they can target hard.
One shot.
We're not there, we're not there.
One shot. Rocket.
They're taking B, they're going to B. Great Johnson, Joey.
One shot and B. One shot and B.
We're taking C, we're fine.
Stay alive, Matt. Stay alive.
They're gonna spawn in cafe. Might spawn cafe.
We're split right now, just
speed. Yeah, we're already.
Yeah, you're on your own, Matt.
You guys can maybe play towards speed, guys.
You guys today.
We're looking,
Play to B. One train up looking at C.
There's 2 elites against A. They're going purple, one of them.
I hear you driveway.
I'm in there.
Very
weak now.
Let's go. I'm dead.
Alright, we're playing B.
Here.
Very weak in B. On Joey.
Absolute B, guys. Absolute B.
He's got soccer.
Sitting in B.
2 guys in B. 3 against B. 3 against B. He has soccer there. They still have numbers for a second, Matt. Shotty's on respawn, Joey.
guys. Stay alive.
Absolute square.
Play man. Good shot, good shot, man. I think heaven.
They're here. Man, it's weak.
One guy's sitting.
Guys back there. And a PD.
I hear that. One guy cuts to me.
Out of them. You're Tommy. Two dead, guys. We're playing Prey.
PD Manny, Joey.
Absolute arcade, guys. Caution. Absolute arcade still.
Absolute so talented.
One shot.
Arcade.
They're going to be C. Can we shoot C?
Can.
Okay, Matt's going to put a low pressure.
Nading spike.
Left side of hill. Max, it's you guys in hill. Nice shot, Matt. Okay, we're good. Watch purple, guys.
Yeah, one cuts.
Sprinkle cuts.
One cuts.
Cuts half shields.
One shot.
I'm gonna probably die.
Wait for Tommy.
You're good.
Just really good. Bulldog, man.
Back out of that listening then. A and B in control. Native Red having it a bit of their own way for some time. But now Optic Gaming retake control. 3 dead for Native Red. Struck over towards C. Waiting for his teammates to spawn back up. Rockets are about to pop. APG's got eyes on the prize. Plasma grenades go down. He's trying to get that combat involved. Or perhaps just trying to deny the area. Soul Snipe steps out. That's a step too far. Truck comes 2. APG puts him away. Could be about to lock in a triple. Manny in a 1v1. APG! Shut down by Manny.
You thought it was about to happen as well. You thought APG was about to give him the wiggles. But what a start this has been from Optic Gaming in the Winners Bracket Finals. Double kill for Lucid as well. They are really setting themselves apart. It's a triple for Lucid. He wants more, but they're not going to show for it. Druck only on 1 kill at the moment. Druck's been so consistent, Jersey, this tournament, but right now, he's 1 in 10.
Triple kill for Lucid. It's a triple cap for Optic Gaming. And they are really cranking up the pressure. Can Native Red bandage up as they are bleeding points. Manny gets 1. They get 2 now. Optic Gaming give them up. Flights over towards B. APG with the shots. Finds 1. 3 dead once more. Manny, all 4 dead for Native Red. And is Optic Gaming just a team? Is it a step too far?
I mean, we talk about giants, we talk about being a giant killer. Native Red already taking down Cloud9, for example. They've taken down FaZe. It is Optic Gaming, maybe the biggest giant of them all is APG just about manages to get the trade. Manny, the last remaining player. He also falls in 225 to 38. This, unfortunately for Native Red, is almost impossible to come back from when they're playing in this way, Optic. There is such little mistakes that we're seeing.
Absolutely dominating so far. Rockets in 5, we might not even need them with the way this game has gone. It's been all one-way traffic from the get-go, and all the kills are going in their favor. And Native Red are 4 dead, and Optic Gaming secure game 1.